I know I said spooky season was over, but when we say spooky season is over, I don't necessarily mean that because, Joey, here's your proof.
The ghosts rise again.
Ghosts really do exist.
Yes, they do.
No dowsing rods needed. Nick, we wholeheartedly missed you so much.
I missed being here. Trust me.
I needed the competency of those notes, baby.
Dude, I'm so glad you're back because I'm tired of doing the notes. Spooky season kicked my
taking a back seat now.
Spooky season kicked my butt. I can genuinely just be a host now. Yeah. It's nice, but spooky season kicked my butt.
You don't want to leave the notes up to me.
No, you don't even know what episode we're talking about, except for today.
I could figure today would be a Joey topic.
Nah, some of the episodes I knew. I was just like, I'll go in knowing what I know.
It's been a while.
We want to take the floor.
But are we over 10,000?
We are over 10,000 followers on Instagram, man. Finally.
Finally.
What does that mean? Remind me, where do we have to go?
I'm still not going.
Does that mean you have to get on a plane and go to Egypt?
Ironically, I was watching Josh Gates. You have to watch this. It was the new season started, and they're in the pyramids. And he's going in there, and they're seeing all this extravagant stuff that somehow these Egyptians actually built.
More and more, everybody who goes there is just like, yeah.
No, but this episode they were trying to show how they were moving things. I don't buy it. But listen, I want to give Nick the floor for a little bit so he can tell people the absence, because I actually had a lot of people that watch the show, listen to the show, say, "Hey, where's Nick? Where's Nick?" And my response was, Nick is handling business and he will be back. So now that you are back.
Just in time.
Just in time.
Just in time. I did not bring you your Christmas cracker today.
Don't worry. We got time still.
Spooky season starts in August. Now Christmas season starts in November 1st.
Yes.
You have a 2-day break for Christmas season. Thanksgiving and then the day after, and then the rest of the 2 months is Christmas. I won't go into too much detail. It was personal stuff, but anybody who watches, mental health's a big thing. November's a mental health month for men specifically. They are the highest, and I hate to do this, but Billy's going to have to put a warning on after this. They are the highest suicide rate in the country, in the world, men. So if mental health's a thing, you're not going through it alone. You don't have to carry it alone. You don't have to be a smart ass or a tough guy and try and carry it like some people. You can lean on people, and that's a tough message for everyone to take. I get it. I'm one. But we have, I think, collectively here, between us, we're not experts in that field. We're not doctors in that field, but any one of us could touch on that topic. So to our listeners, don't think you're by yourself. You're not alone in that.
Yeah. I never play around when it comes to mental health. I had a good friend of mine that, took his life. And I've still got a lot of stuff going on that I don't disclose with everybody. I've talked to very few personal friends about stuff that I've been going through like this last year. My father was sick, till now. And, it's been a rough year for a lot of people, but there's many ways and outlets that you can get through your battles. Talking to your friends, going to the gym, going for walks, spending more time with family, listening to other people's stories, seeking professional help. So I never say to people when they talk to me about problems, I don't want to hear it. I hear them out. So, but we are glad you are back.
Sure.
In the saddle, tripod once again. We have Nick's notes ready to fly when we tell everybody what we're talking about. So I think that calls for
a little. Oh, we got the right button. Finally.
Let me make it louder. There you go. Nick is back.
Stand up, everyone.
Walk. Everybody
get up out of those seats.
Yeah. All right. Now that that's over with, and I hit it on the first try, AI is getting crazy, boys.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm here.
Time out.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Dude, I gotta make sure.
I was waiting for the joke.
I was actually just making sure that this is really
robots
Nick right
now.
Oh,
I'm here.
Nick is really here. This is not Sora. And we got
crazy.
I'm going to give you a funny story. You want to hear a funny story about Sora? I work in a field where I have to pretend to be an adult most of the time. And those that are around me have given me the best dance moves of my life recently in a Sora video. They've told the world I know how to spell the word cute. So thank you for your fandom. That's all I'm going to say to the people who, if they catch this and they happen to be those people, great job.
Well, it's getting really crazy. And it got so crazy that I wanted to do this episode for some time now, because not only is it getting visually crazy, but it's getting audioly crazy, where AI is taking songs that are already out, bangers that I may add, see songs that are being made into different genres. For example, we'll play it later, 50 Cent, Many Men. They turned it into a classical rock song. Gangsta's Paradise by Coolio, right? Mm-hmm. Turned it into a blues, where I had it open on TikTok on a way home one day when I was like in my feelings. I was in a mood. I was like, oh, listen to some Gangsta Paradise, but in the blues version. And I was just like, man, I feel like I was going right to like a roadhouse, you know?
I don't like people touching my computer, but at work, my coworker comes in, he goes on my computer, and goes, what's he doing? Linkin Park, Numb, Soul, like 1960s soul music.
That's crazy.
Like, oh my! And it sounds great.
Did you listen to what I sent you?
I did.
Both of them, Wild. Like Many Men, the rock. Pull it up.
Yeah,
let's and then we'll go into Nick's note. This is wild. Let's do Many Men first. It's the file.
Okay, this is Gangsta's Paradise.
All right, Gangsta's Paradise. Do Gangsta's Paradise first. Right. This is crazy, ladies and gentlemen. This is Gangsta's Paradise. I'm gonna play a little bit.
Oh, it's still playing.
You got it?
Yeah.
All right, Joey's
it on Bluetooth?
Yeah, no, it's definitely not.
Joey's pulling it up. Gangsta's Paradise.
I mean, I'll take the Bluetooth off.
Blues version. It's all over social media, and it is absolutely insane.
Maybe they killed the audio because it's not allowed anymore.
No, I don't think so. Maybe it's just because it's through TikTok, because that was a link through TikTok.
Right.
So play the Many Men one.
You see, because that video worked.
Well, that's a file. I actually saved it.
No, what I'm saying, the TikTok videos, they're sound, but there's nothing's coming out of it.
Huh. All right. Well, now we'll do Many Men just to get. This is Many Men. AI version.
It's even getting instruments.
Yo, it's crazy. Just listen to this for a second.
This is like what's that guy's name? Chris Daughtry? It's like Chris Daughtry, Many Men. Billy listens to this song a lot. Gonna have to bleep that out. Okay.
All right, here it comes. Ready? We'll let it drop a little bit. All right.
They get it,
dude. That's crazy. Wildly good.
Yeah, and I feel like they did steal Chris Daughtry's voice there. That does sound like a singer.
They're trying to match it with someone. I don't know exactly how it works. Now, the crazy thing about this is 50 Cent was questioned about a lot of his songs coming out and becoming AI versions in a different genre. He had the best answer, in my opinion. His answer was, if my music in the rap form didn't resonate with people because it was in rap form, now my lyrics are being used in different genres, and now they're resonating with people. So I like Many Men in both the rap and now rock form. And that was a great answer. However, it's a double-edged sword, which now leads us into the progression of AI, all with Nick's notes
you want to hear this
Yes.
too?
So this is a different. It's a different version.
Living in a gangster's paradise.
It's wild. That's not a person.
This is one. This is a different one. And it still slaps. Keep playing that.
You know what this reminds me of? Oh, Death.
You better
When Death shows up.
how you talking and where you walking, or you and your brothers might be lined in
I
charge.
should turn it off, folks. It's the wrong holiday for that.
Oh, this isn't Magic Mike. Oh, wrong set. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, that's actually a different version. That I didn't even. Honestly speaking, I didn't even know that one. I didn't hear that one. The other one is really like a little like soulful. So now Nick is going to take us for the first time in months since the catacombs of France,
God.
the advancement of AI. And of course, Nick's notes, all made possible by Spotify for Creators. If you don't know about Spotify Creators, it is a free app that allows you to get your podcast idea,
Out there.
phone, tablet, or computer. Head over to Spotify for Creators to get started. Nick's notes, welcome the fuck back, buddy.
Thank you. My timing's a little off on that one, by the way. So I'll get back into that. All right. So I'm going to leave a majority of this to Joey. This is Joey's like baby, his field. So, but I will do a timeline from the 1600s.
What?
The 1600s to about 2010, 2015. All right, just key points because there's a lot. So it does actually find its origins in 1637.
Wow.
AI.
Rene Descartes, who was a philosopher and a mathematician, okay, he writes about machines that are identified or speculated to be capable of thinking, decision making in Discourse on the Method. This is in 1637. He's thinking about this.
Whoa.
He categorizes two different types of machine learning, ones that are for specific goals and ones that are generative or for general purposes or generative, can learn multiple different things. Sound familiar? I'm sure it does if you've ever typed into ChatGPT. So, Joe, you'll talk about that when we get there, but he's talking about specific ones that are like what businesses have been using for years for their purposes, and then generative AI, which is what every kid with a computer plays with now. All right, now we take a big jump. 20th century, 1900s. 1950, Isaac Asimov, The Three Laws of Robotics. I'm sure you've seen the movie with Will Smith, I, Robot, The Three Laws. Sonny says, my father wanted me to kill you. Okay, because the laws of robotics, as determined by people who kind of had an idea, were like to keep humans safe. And so they invented these three laws. Basically, you can't do harm to humans, you can't stop your programming to harm yourself. And if the second one is in contradiction to the first, you have to take the hit as the computer versus the human, right? So those are the three laws of robotics. And then, you know, if you've seen the movie, spoiler alert, the movie's old, it's an even older short story, he still breaks the laws.
Man, I saw that in the theaters.
It's a long time
That's a
ago.
good
That
flick.
it is a good movie. It's a very good movie. I like that, and I Am
I got
Legends.
to revisit it to see how relevant it is. to
Fun fact,
today.
that's a movie I haven't seen yet.
You haven't seen iRobot?
Clips on TikTok
Oh,
recently
man,
because of
it's
AI, but I have not. I have a lot of movies I haven't seen.
Good movie.
And in the last year, I've literally been living in like my own movie. So
Speaking of tips, you know, like little clips on TikTok. Whenever there is a movie I've never seen, I have to go like Google it because I'm like, do I want to even bother watching it? It looks kind of interesting. So there's that Anne Hathaway movie where she comes like a giant monster. So I had to look that one up. Yeah, she goes to this park and she becomes like a kaiju.
Oh, yeah. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I haven't seen
Joey
it.
I heard
Joey
about
and
that
Dario
movie. I
are
never
like
saw
the
it.
movie, like they've seen everything. But go ahead.
Okay, so now we go from 1950. We're still around 1950. You have Alan Turing creates this thing called Turing test. This is how they determine machines have intelligence. If you score a certain amount on the Turing test, the machine is intelligent enough to do tasks and jobs. You also have this guy named William Gray Walter, who in the 40s created Elmer and Elsie, which were considered tortoises, the first autonomous robots. Okay, so Elmer and Elsie, first autonomous robots in the 40s. In the 50s, you have the Turing test to determine machine intelligence. 1956, Dartmouth College, they have this conference hosted by John McCarthy. I think he was a professor there. And he brings all these experts in fields of machine learning and neural networks to Dartmouth. And this is where the first time you hear the term AI. 1956 was 2025. That's almost 70 years ago. Whew. Right? We think of AI as this brand new thing, but coined the term almost 70 years ago. All right. 1980s. Now there's a lull. There's stuff going on, but there's kind of like the fever dies down for AI because it's not doing what they want it to do. It's not giving it, it's not giving back return of interest. So, but then businesses start to see that you can do it for very specific tasks, and they start to say it's a lot cheaper and make money. So they've been using AI in businesses for years. Since 1985, they've invested $1 billion annually. That's $85 billion 40 years ago. I'm not doing the math right now, Joey. You might want to pull it up on an inflation chart. $1 billion 40 years ago, what it is today. Okay.
It's got to be in the close to 100 billion range.
While he's looking that up,
You don't want me to do the math?
Nope. Nope. I've been gone a while, but you doing math would probably end the universe.
Yeah.
So AI starts off as this rules-driven programming, right? You tell it what to do, and it does it. Doesn't learn. That's it. It literally is done. It automates the task. That's what AI is. It's not really artificial intelligence. It's just artificial. Okay. 1988, there's a paper that comes out from IBM, a statistical approach to language translation. They wanted to figure out a faster way to translate French to English, a more comprehensive way. So they went from strictly rule, translate from French to English, to data input. So they had all these translations that they started feeding into a program, and it learned how to do it faster, and it learned how to think like a human. And that's how AI currently exists. It still learns through data input, through constant inputs. Like ChatGPT, if you type to ChatGPT, I'm sure Joey can talk more of it, and give it a prompt, it'll give you an answer. If you say, narrow down the prompt with these criteria, it will then give you a new prompt. It will ask you if that's better or worse, and then if you give it even more, it will continue to narrow it down to exactly what you want based on your prompt.
So can I tell you something real quick? You're saying that they were using it to translate French
to English.
French to English. It's funny you said that. Literally about 3 weeks ago. Now, at my workplace, thousands of people come, especially in the height of the season, to the mid-fall, early spring to mid-fall, even Christmas time for a short period. Thousands upon thousands of people come there every day. At the end of my shift, I'm going to the locker room, I'm still in my uniform, and this family comes up to me. And they say, bonjour, we need help, lost. I'm like, they're obviously French. I was like, you guys speak French? No English. They said, no English. I said, 1 second. Went to my phone, ChatGPT. I went to the voice feature. I says, I need you to translate a conversation from French to English and vice versa. Said, go ahead. Okay, Billy, we're ready. Well, I'm ready. The lady spoke to me in fluent French. I said, go ahead, speak. And she was talking, and then it literally said, we came in this way. And through a little bit of back and forth, because it took her time to get used to hearing me say something to ChatGPT and translate what I'm saying to French, me and that family were able to have a conversation so that I can get them out of the park and to the right parking lot. And at the end, I understood.
I've used it for that.
I've understood merci, which was thank you. And it thought at the end, it thought I was still talking. It was like doing some French, and then I shut it off. But that was, to me, was the coolest ever experience of me using ChatGPT. I was literally able to translate a language that I'm never ever going to learn.
Which just like a few years ago, you couldn't help that family at all.
No,
you know
no.
what I mean? It's just like, hey, I don't know what to tell you.
That just blew my mind that I was able to talk to somebody in French and help them.
Yeah.
Which kudos to me, right? Job, if you know me.
Just wait till the Neuralink drops.
I was going to talk about Neuralink. I was going to
part of
mention just
AI.
there. So yeah, it's those are good things, right? There are good things. There are bad things too. I'm going to talk about those in a second. I'm sure Joey's got even worse ones. So we're in the 80s. Then we get to 1991, birth of the internet.
Birth of Brandon the Tome, I think.
Well, he's as old as the internet.
Shout out to Brandon.
We're older than the internet, as we know.
I hope I'm right on that. I hope it's not
You
1990.
don't even know your own brother's birthday.
Yo, dude,
This guy.
I know the date, August 14th. The year gets me messed up sometimes. Seriously.
Well, how old is he?
I'm talking smack. Like
35, I think.
He's going to be 35 or he is 35.
I think he is 35.
So 1990, my man.
we stopped
Yeah.
counting after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of true.
Yeah, well, I'm going to stop counting because this summer I'm not going to Nike the number. So, so CERN, yeah, fuck you. So CERN has a science of CERN. Imagine this is like the big collider that we talk about. Like this is why we have the
boson collider.
Yeah,
They
so-
created the God particle.
They also created the internet.
Yes.
So
wow. I just
he
talked about that on a Side Talk episode.
releases and I had to write this down because I can't actually say it because I would never know what this stood for. Hypertext Transfer Protocol. You know what that is? Kids, if you're younger than like 21, you have no idea what this is. Hypertext Transfer Protocol. HTTP.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
See, now you don't have to put that online anymore. You literally just type google.com and Google comes
Did
up.
we
You
have
used
to write
have
that?
to type
Yeah, you used to have to type in
HTTP
HTTP.
colon / www dot whatever website you were going to.
I don't remember writing that.
You had to. That was the only way you could get to it. And then they invented HTTPS, which was a secure version. So like you knew you weren't going to be tracked or logged or anything like that. And then they did away with it because it's supposed to be built into the browsers, which
Whoa.
we know that happened with Google and Incognito and all that stuff. So obviously not.
That's crazy.
But that was invented in 1991. Proliferated the internet. So then
Back to big words now, guys.
yes,
Okay.
we have to throw some big words in there. It's been a while.
Fuck me.
Gotta go back to the dictionary for a little while.
What's that?
It's a book.
Oh,
It's a book with a lot of words, big words.
no pictures.
No pictures.
I'm asked out.
Well, there is one picture. Dumb.
Oh,
You might see yourself in there.
I'm sure my boss agrees.
All right. 91, we get IBM in 97. Again, these are all computer companies, obviously, that were big into software. IBM comes out with Deep Blue. Not to be confused with some of these other ones like that are out now. Deep Blue beat the world's chess champion at the time. Now, this is unheard of. Like, this is a computer beating a grandmaster chess champion, which up till then, no machine, except in like Legend of John Henry Irons, had ever beaten a human's mind. Right? But with great advancements come great terror and mistakes, like 1998. Furby was an AI toy.
Really?
Yeah, it was meant to learn from the human that would talk to it, and it would respond to certain commands. That's a low-level AI.
Yeah.
Except it would just turn itself on because it didn't know the commands that it was getting was mostly statistical and not data-driven, so it would just turn itself on. It would think it was still in play mode, and it used to scare the crap out of kids who did have it. It would go on in the middle of the night, start talking.
I had one.
Wow. That I didn't know. I
Right,
thought it
so-
was just, pre-computed motherboard of sounds.
No, it was responsive in a sense. It was supposed to be more generative than it actually became, and then there was some glitches there. Then Sony, right? Sony is a great company that does a lot of electronic stuff, releases AIBO or ABO in 1999. It improves on the AI in the Furby, and then in 2000 we have smart toys start becoming more commercially released. You get those dogs, you get those little toy robots that all the kids get. You saw them in the stores, they're popping up. They had the big screens in the front. They'd have like really colorful, and they would respond to song or dance or whatever. They could record you, repeat it back. So you have smart toys. Roomba comes out in 2002. That's another big one, right? You have a self-automated vacuum cleaner that knows how to avoid obstacles in the floor and will go around them.
The low-level learning operating system.
Yep. And I mean, you could nowadays, what was huge then, you could literally, I've seen my kids do it, like when they were a little younger. You can go on websites and you can do the same kind of coding, right? Left, right, up, down, select A, B. Before you say the joke, I figured I'd jump
Up,
in.
left, right.
There you go.
Down, square, circle.
All right, Konami. So then you have in 2004, NASA has rovers that go to the planet Mars and they navigate the surface, their Spirit and Opportunity, without pilots.
Or Utah.
Whatever you want to believe. Okay. Won't dive into the conspiracy of it, but you do have things that are going autonomously without humans, right? Which is good in a sense when we get to military, right? We don't have to use human lives, but it's bad in a sense because then you can't stop it because you can just put up another one and who cares? Birth of the algorithm. Now we have Instagram, social medias like TikTok and Snapchat and all these things. Recommendations based on past usage become personalized, aka with the use of things like TiVo in 2005. So 20 years ago, the birth of the algorithm. All right. Emotions. Stanford's Cynthia Mason presents on an idea giving compassionate intelligence to AI. So you ever watch Star Trek?
Here and there.
The Next Generation with Data and Jean-Luc Picard. So you had the android that was like one of
Yeah,
his
like shimmery, sparkly skin,
Yeah.
Okay.
So
a little yellow.
did you see Independence Day?
Yes.
You know the really weird, funky old scientist with the gray hair? Brent Spiner is
Okay.
the actor. He played Data on Star Trek, and he played an android. Gets an upgrade for emotions. So now this woman here, Cynthia Mason, is talking about giving compassionate intelligence. So not only are you responding to the direct question, you're kind of going to respond in a way that's caring for the person that's responding or asking the question. Then you have motion capture comes into play, which is the beginning of AR with terrible peripheral. It was awful, but it was the beginning of it, was the Xbox Connect. And that's like 2010. All right, it was terrible. You had camera over there that couldn't really capture much of anything. And if you were too far out, too far left, too far right, you lost the picture. Now we have virtual reality, much better than it used to be, and AR much better than it used to be because of something like that. That's where that started. Your personal assistants. You talk to your phone all the time. You say, Siri, do this, Alexa, do that. Cortana is another one that we don't really hear so much about because it's not as big as the other two, but they use natural language. Instead of me typing something into my phone, I could just talk to it and it would give me an answer. That was in 2011. Then you got to recork the bottle, and that's where we're end this. So Steve Wozniak, Elon Musk, and Stephen Hawking, huge names in robotics, in engineering, in computing intelligence, signed 2 letters. First letter is, there needs to be research put into effect to see the effect on humankind of AI. And the second one was them begging and requesting that these instruments not be developed or researched or used for war. Autonomous items such as drones and, so drone planes, right? I'm not talking about those little things that fly up in the sky and do the fireworks or little things that we could film with. I'm talking about like a fighter pilot unmanned that can just go into another country and bomb away.
the size of a house.
Right. And
Nobody's in it.
so if we blow that out of the sky, it's millions of dollars, but there's no loss of life. So we just put another one right there, right behind it. So that leads us to 2015. That's kind of the timeline. The big items from 1637 all the way till 10 years ago. I'll let you take it from there.
I mean, there's a lot to touch on with the expanse of AI. Do we want to start talking about first, like the jobs that it's going to create, the pros, the cons, the jobs that it's going to get rid of, the blurred line between reality and, fiction. I saw something today that I think people are arguing about it. It's like a Trump post with Bill Clinton. It's kind of stupid. It's childish that somebody would make an AI video like this. But it took me a while to determine whether that was AI or not. I was watching it and I went to the comment section right away. I'm like, somebody in the comments is going to tell me. And then they're going back and forth like, oh, it's not AI. It is AI. It's not AI. It is AI. Then I'm like, well, I have to go to AI to ask AI if this is, made with an AI algorithm like Sora or, some video company that could be. And AI is good at spotting AI's work, which is strange. It's that smart where it knows that even if it's another AI software, like, hey, this has the fingerprints of an artificial intelligence that created this either video or paper or document. It's getting to the point where people are forging documents with AI. And is it the path of destruction for society eventually one day? Like, could we self-destruct because people are using it for malice and using it for ways of personal gain? Everyone's always going to find a way, like the path of least resistance to create, financial wealth for themselves. And we're sort of seeing that with AI now and how people are utilizing it to make money on TikTok and Instagram. But beyond TikTok and Instagram, are there more like nefarious ways to really use AI? like you said, there should be some restraints. Should we use it for war? Should there be like some Geneva Convention against using AI for the benefit of a country in terms of like warfare? Imagine setting an AI loose in a system and having it systematically create a firestorm and turn everything off in the United States or turn everything off in another country. Like the US is, I'm pretty sure, capable of doing that, but they know that there's economic consequences to fighting a war that way. But if a country gets fed up enough, if they're sick enough of the other side winning, who's to stop them from doing something like that when they get their hands on this technology and figure out a bad way to use it? So I'm always like on the optimistic side with this stuff. I mean, you kind of have to be, you have no choice. Because if you just like think of it in a doomsday scenario, you're like, well, it's only a matter of time. Like, I'm not going to be so productive in life because our demise has already started because we created AI. So I like to have that mindset, like we're going to use it for good purposes going forward, but you use AI on the regular. I mean, everybody does now. I remember when we first introduced it on the podcast, when we started, I made it do like a Jamaican accent or something. And now it still has restraints. Now like they've created things and so that it doesn't offend people.
When we first started using it, actually that was fairly recently.
Yeah.
But we
feels like it was ages ago because we've evolved so much.
Put me onto it when we were still recording the unorthodox way. And you were like, oh, we could use ChatGPT to rewrite the description so that you could write it out the right way. And we put it into your phone and it spit it out. And I was like, oh, this is good. It saves me spelling and grammar work. And now I use it a lot. It still has, I guess, because I'm not using the advanced programs. Like some people have like literal computers and they're paying for things, or they have, they're using a desktop or whatever. I've asked to make, I'll give it a photo of you and I recently. And that one actually came out somewhat decent. Yeah. I've made other ones where I look like Gonzo. My nose is crazy. It's still having trouble.
That's accurate.
Borderline accurate. I do have a schnoz.
I have a crazy video that I asked Sora to make of myself, like in a futuristic city with the DeLorean from Back to the Future hovering behind me, and me in Nike mags. And it looks like it kind of looks legit. I can't except when you look at the city and you by like, okay, obviously this is AI because this is not real because cars don't fly and the Nike mags, they don't exist, except for if you're like one of those sneakerhead collectors that you could find them somewhere for like $60,000-$70,000. Right. But the video looked pretty good.
For some reason I tried to get onto Sora and I needed some kind of link or code in order to use it, and so I gave up. But there's someone that was on the podcast that's been using it for their Instagram page.
It's set up in the way that that Instagram is. Like you can see all the videos that people generate, their pages.
Once you're able to get rid of the watermark, because some people are removing the watermark, and they're doing it that way because they're making the video with Sora and then they're editing Sora out. I'm pretty sure there's a paid subscription to Sora where you could, like CapCut. If you pay for CapCut,
choose not to put it on there.
If you pay for the pro version, you can get rid of the watermark of CapCut. But there's a lot of videos that have been coming out. There was a video with like some kind of coyote went to attack a cat and a dog, and the dog was a smaller dog, and the cat was there next to the dog sleeping. And the coyote came onto the porch.
Doesn't the cat do like kung fu?
The cat doesn't do kung fu, but it does mess the coyote up. And I realized that it's just not, something's off. You know what I mean? And then there's other videos of someone sitting in like a window and a tiger just barrels through the window. And then I'm like, oh shit, this might be real. Like somewhere in like India or where they have tigers running around. And there was one part of the video I'm really watching and I'm like, yo, this is bad. Like this guy's going to get killed. And the tiger leg merged with his arm for like a second.
And so that's when you knew.
And then I knew. And then today, and actually this morning I was watching, or yesterday I was watching a video. It was two Russian bodybuilders. And the video started off like, this is real. And it was a gorilla on the other side of a glass. And the bodybuilders had ropes, two of them. And the gorilla was on the other side of like this glass with the ropes, and he was holding it. But when it got to the point where they started pulling, their arms were going through the glass, and I'm like, oh, you had me. Not gonna lie, you had me in the first half.
But now we're getting to the point with all the upgrades, right? Like if that's where you remember the first video that came out, it was like the first trial run video of a prompt based video, which was a video of Will Smith eating spaghetti.
Yes, I sent this to you. The evolution of AI through Will Smith
That
eating
was like
spaghetti.
a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
It wasn't even that long ago. Now we're at the point where it's tricking us. And now with the advancements of Sora and all the, like every time it updates, it gets better and better and better. And those mistakes that it makes about reality, like it sets the boundaries of knowing the mistakes not to make anymore, because that couldn't happen in real life. So then now the videos become even harder to discern whether they're legitimate or not, you know?
Well, Billy Carson was saying on a show or a podcast a while back that there are games out there like No Man's Sky, which was made by these college students, creating an endless universe of over 70 billion planets. It's endless. You play this game and you travel space, and you can go to planets, land your spaceship, and explore each planet and just keep it pushing.
Right.
And then throughout the space, there's pirates that try to raid. It's like a survival game, but it's endless. And he says, what happens when you implement artificial intelligence into that? Now inside the game, people, these things have feelings. You know what I mean? So it's pretty crazy, and where we're going, and people are having a hard time distinguishing what's real and what's not.
Yeah.
You know? So Nick, impeccable Nick's notes for the first time back.
Thank you.
It was awesome having you back.
Oh,
You took a lot of work off of me. I'm actually glad that we're not talking anything spooky for a change.
It is,
I'm sure
it
Joey's
is kind of spooky.
Well, it is.
This is scarier than ghosts, to be honest.
You think so? It is a little scary.
Well, right. Like, we watch Supernatural forever, right? What were the scariest episodes? Not the ghosts, it's the humans.
Yeah. Also, another real thing that could happen is there's a new game that came out, which I'm very intrigued to try because it's a low price for $40, Arc Raiders. And it's like Terminator. It's like you're in a dystopian world where everything ended, civilization ended, and now robots are roaming around trying to kill humans.
Not so dystopian.
And it's a player versus, it's actually PvP, player versus enemy PvP as well. And you try to make it and get off this area or something like that. But you're fighting these robots, and in the game, you're trying to see who's friendly, who's not, because they can kill other humans or players, and the game can kill you and take your loot. But at the same time, you're battling these robots, kind of like Matrix X-esque, to be honest with you. And it's a very intriguing game because that could possibly happen. Because if AI takes over and starts controlling itself and not letting you type that's the fear, because that could happen. It could learn so much because it's learning from us. It's getting input from us and pushing it out. And that's what can happen. So,
Well,
scary stuff.
Ultron, right? Ultron says, what's the worst enemy of humankind? My goal, AI. So yes, AI can learn. Even generative AI can learn. However, they are hamstrung by the fact that there is some core programming in there. Protect this, save that, whatever it is. There's some code in there that is core. You can't delete that without deleting the concept of the AI.
Can it find a workaround against that code?
Well, that's it, right? So the answer is protect humans from danger. Well, humans are its own danger, so I got to end humans, right? That's the catch-22 of it.
That's scary.
So, there's good because we can use it to help with medical. We can use it like Neuralink, right? We can use it to help with surgeries. We can use it to help with construction by planning. And not so if you listen to the guy from NVIDIA, the next generation of millionaires is going to be the blue collar workers of construction, because even though you can program robots to do it, you still going to need an electrician, you're going to need a plumber, you're going to need somebody who can do those things. So they're going to make money.
But then when they have a physical avatar themselves,
right,
that we can send out to go do that, then you don't need all those people.
That's a Bruce Willis movie. I can't remember the name of it right now.
And it's probably our reality eventually. Think about how fast these.
Fifth Element?
No, there's a movie where they have these robots that are like the ideal version of themselves.
Surrogate.
That's it, surrogates. Yep. So he's the real Bruce Willis in the movie. Is overweight. He's a cop, but he's overweight. Can't really breathe. Can't run. Hasn't really moved much. kind of like in Ready Player One, where he doesn't move around a lot. In the actual book, he's like a heavyset kid until he gets gym equipment that he puts on while he's in the system. So they blow the surrogate gets blown up or killed or destroyed or whatever, and so he's got to come out of it to solve the case he's on, and he can't physically keep up.
He can't do the things that he does in the Avatar.
Right, 'cause
Essentially, he sits in a little box all day with a pair of goggles on, and he pilots this thing around the real world that looks like Bruce Willis.
Right.
Whoa. Wow. I've done a movie I haven't seen.
It's a good one. I like that movie.
It was a twist, kind of like Sixth Sense, where you didn't know. I know you've seen that one. He's dead. And if you don't know that now, I mean, like 25 years later.
That one I did see.
Okay, so, but, like in that, he didn't know he was dead. And we didn't know he was dead till the very end. In Surrogates, you don't know he's a robot. Like, you think, it's almost like Blade Runner. You don't know who's a robot, who's not a robot. And sometimes you suspect somebody isn't a robot, and all of a sudden they are. Happens in Surrogates. You had no idea Bruce Willis is this robot until, like, his guy gets terminated, and then he has to come out of the pod. So, yeah, good and bad. But to your point before, like with war, some country is going to get pissed off, but we have mutually assured destruction, right? The same thing with nukes. We don't launch them, they don't launch them, because if you launch them, I'm going to launch them. Even if I'm not around to launch them, there's some kind of dead man switch.
And then they could always just blame AI. Be like,
Right.
hey, an AI system took control of this and decided that it was going to run a practice route and decided to detonate a nuclear weapon on a major city.
Do you want to play a game, Joshua? Do you know what movie that is?
War
Games.
Yeah.
That's old school. Matthew Broderick. Tell me you haven't seen that one. Probably not.
No.
This is from the 80s.
That's another AI type movie.
Right. So the professor, his son dies in a car accident. So he builds an AI based on his son, calls Joshua. And Ferris Bueller's character is a hacker, hacks into the back end of the game, plays tic-tac-toe or whatever he plays at first. No, he plays tic-tac-toe at the end. Plays this game with him. It's called War Games. The computer thinks it's an actual war. So it starts the sequence to launch nukes, and he has to figure out how to stop it from launching these nukes that will launch everywhere. Ooh. And he makes it play tic-tac-toe to teach the computer that there are games that you can't win. And speaking to that, there are AIs that have gone to great lengths not to have themselves shut off, like scouring company emails to see who's cheating and then blackmailing the person who's about to turn them off.
Yeah. Wow. And what we see at the surface level right now, the technology that we're able to use in our hands, you can guarantee that it's a very real possibility the government is probably like 20 years ahead in what they're playing with, and some shadowy, military base that we can't get to.
Right. We always get secondhand stuff.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
The internet was created in the 50s. We didn't really get the internet till the 90s.
Whatever we have now, they have better, bigger, and more advanced. And that's no lie. Bigger, better, and still no Epstein list. Because I'm on it. You've been missing our little Trump impersonations.
Well, I'm surprised you haven't done a Cartman.
We do like one an episode.
A Cartman please just don't go into that set of numbers that really, I despise them. They mean absolutely nothing.
Oh, I do too. I will not say it.
Thank you. I hate that. Like when we were kids and
your daughter is too young for that yet.
When we were kids and we had slang, it was annoying, but it meant something. Yeah, this means absolutely nothing. It means nothing. Nothing. Don't say it. No, you should not say it.
6, 7.
Funny story. I have a friend from college. We called him 6'7" because he was 6'7".
Yeah. This is where that came
So
from.
I sent that to him, and he's just like, he's like, this stuff is demonic. He's like, I tell people not all the time not stop calling
So
me
my
6'7".
daughter wrote a book. She's been writing little short stories. It's cute. And she was like, she's infatuated with 6'7", not only because of the saying in school, but there's this Roblox game where it's called Brain Rot.
Brain Rot. And now you have the Brain Rot 6'7".
You can have the 6'7" in the game. She got it. So she wrote a little book, and it came from a rap song, and it came from something else.
So I'll tell you the whole history of 6'7" without notes off the top of the head. They were doing a pep rally. Some jackass got caught on camera and wanted to say something, so he just screamed 6'7". No, nothing like this yet. Then one of the Ball brothers was asked how tall he was. He said, I don't know, 6'7", like that. Then Skrilla wrote a song called Doot Doot, and he popularized 6'7", became like the soundtrack to all these stupid videos. So this plus 6'7" became the meme because of that song.
Oh my
and
God.
it's blown up ever since.
That's crazy.
And it means absolutely, you know, because it always trickles down, right? So it starts with high school kids, and it comes middle school kids, and then it gets to elementary kids. And I have a middle schooler and an elementary kid. Not only do I hear it all day, I get to hear it all night too. I'm like, if you say this one more time, I'm going to take everything in the house and I'm going to chuck it out the window.
Yeah, I've been dealing with it on the regular now.
You should thank
I
God.
feel like this is going to become a real.
Probably. And we're all going to be there going like this.
6'7", yeah. Well,
Great.
well, you know what? I have to say, by the time your daughter gets to the age that our kids are at,
There'll be something new,
There'll be
stupid to be
something
talking
completely more, or AI. They'll be playing. Everyone will be playing with AI robots or something.
Remember that? But did you see AI with what's the name of this kid?
Was it Haley Joel Osment?
Yeah, Haley, same kid from Sixth Sense.
Yep.
Where is he circling?
He's a
these
robot,
movies.
right? In that movie? And then he ends up
robot.
meeting the... This was the weirdest at
Fairy
the end. He meets
godmother?
the blue fairy at the end of
fairy.
that movie.
Yeah.
Like, to become a real boy. It's so weird.
It's-
It was
it's
a weird movie. I think
But
Robin Williams
want
is in
one
that
of those.
too.
There was a little bear. It was an AI bear toy. He was like supposed to be like a super toy of like the 21st century. And this bear just talked and walked, and he just had conversations with you.
And he's stuck with the
And
boy.
what's crazy is we are now getting our first, I mean, outside of the Furby, we're getting our first advanced real AI toys. Somebody came up with this, and you're probably going to have to buy it eventually for your kids, like probably within this year, if not this year, next year. It's super popular. It is a Santa Claus phone, and when you pick up the phone, it's supposed to call the North Pole, and it's literally Santa on the other line, but you're just talking to the AI that's within the phone.
Whoa!
The conversation is
Goodbye, Elf on the Shelf.
exactly. The conversation is flawless. I mean, if the adaptation of Elf on the Shelf sees anything from that toy, it's going to be like Elf on the Shelf is actually going to be a real toy running around your house soon.
Oh, no. Thank you, Chucky. No.
No.
I'll deal with whatever ghost hunt you want to go on. There'd be no Chucky in my house. Thank
Well,
you.
I'll
very
tell you
much.
what. If there is something that we place and it has to move and it's moving on its own, we have to keep an eye on it. And the best way to keep an eye on something all night is drinking a lot of coffee. And you know where you get that coffee from?
How you brewing cafe?
How You Brewing
baby.
Cafe in Tuckahoe, New York is the place to go to stay up to make sure your little elf on the shelf is not moving on its own. With over 14 different flavors of iced coffee and, of course, hot brews, macchiatos, cappuccinos, espressos, and Americanos, How You Brewing Cafe is the place to go. And, of course, they have tasty treats inside the store where you can eat there, drink there, or take it on the go. So if you want to stay up all night or start your morning off right, How You Brewing Cafe in Tuckahoe, New York. All up here still, buddy.
Yep.
All up here.
AI not necessary.
AI not necessary for the little things. So, and by the
Nope,
way,
that's
also,
him.
this is all made possible. Probably in the future will be AI as well. Spotify for Creators. If you haven't heard about Spotify for Creators, it is the free podcast outlet that allows you to get your podcast idea
Out there.
if you have a phone, tablet, or computer. Head over to Spotify for Creators to get started. Guys, I feel complete and whole again.
Bro, you're definitely whole.
Somebody kicked out that third leg.
This
from him.
is like the Megazord assembling. Like we had Tommy, you know, and we are assembled. The Avengers have assembled. Nick is back.
Sir.
Joey's been fucking flawless every week. I'm here. I don't know what he says. I don't know what we're talking about, but I'm here.
I'm here.
I'm here, and I'm here, kind of, sort of, but
I had good hot takes. I
And
will
we'll be
say
in
that.
Egypt soon. Promise.
I'll tell you what. I got a new number. If we hit on Instagram, we are at over 10K.
Talking smack, bro. Because
No,
we
no.
hit this.
If we hit 67,000 followers, then we'll go to Egypt.
Okay.
All right.
That's a lot of followers.
That was good, right?
That was good.
That was good.
That's another good segue.
That was
Mushrooms.
good.
Mushrooms.
I miss the
time.
mushroom conversations.
Well,
I don't miss mushrooms, but I miss the conversations.
we are back.
We are back.
We are so back.
What movie is that from?
I don't
again?
even know where that's from.
It's from a movie. Is it Hangover?
It might be Hangover.
I think
We're
it's
back. We're so back.
Yeah, that's definitely the second one.
Yeah. Well, Nick, pleasure to see you. Please don't be a stranger again.
No.
We cannot take another. I can't. My hands can't. take another, however long it was, hiatus.
10 months.
Please, I have a lot of work to do on this podcast.
Maybe it was like 6 or 7 months. Who knows?
That's actually pretty accurate, maybe. But until next time, this has been another episode of the Say What Again, Billy podcast.
Yep.